Now, this is going to be part 7B. How cold was it? Well, if you vaguely remember from 2 weeks ago, I mentioned that it was 100 below, and that the Air Force weather team were, as you look at our tent, they were to our right, about 30 yards away. Now, uh, a distance equal to that, behind us, about 30 yards, and it seemed like there was a small ravine or something, but 30 yards behind us were the MPs and some, ow, I hope that didn't hurt you. Uh, there were some MPs and some other folks stationed over there, and what they did. Now, what was unique about their situation was they they had a porta potty. Now I mentioned that I was sending my guys back every other day to take a dump back to that motor pool or wherever it was, so that they could take a dump in a motor pool latrine. What I failed to mention was there's a warrant officer that took a dump on that in that porta potty, and he ended up at first he plopped his ass down on that plastic seat, and it froze. There was an account of a Eskimo girl being raped in Anchorage, and her ass froze to the concrete slab. Well, this was 400 miles north of Anchorage, or 450, I don't know, up in the Yukon training area. It was damn cold. His ass froze immediately to that plastic seat. So, at first he was a little embarrassed, and he tried to get out by himself, and he couldn't. Eventually, he ended up screaming for help. And nobody could get him up. They finally called in the medics, and with a scalpel, they trimmed his ass from the porta potty seat. So he went home and spent a couple of weeks laying face down in the hospital. Now, another thing that happened during that time was that a C-130 full of Canadian airborne troopers crashed upon landing over at an airstrip someplace near where we were at. I imagine Isles, because that seems to be the correct distance. But in any event, the MPs came over to our tent and asked if they could borrow my Bronco. I had the Bronco running 24 hours a day, so I didn't have trouble starting it because we never turned it off. But so I lent them our Bronco, and when they finally returned the Bronco, they explained to us that a lot of the bodies of the Canadian airborne troopers were scattered all over the tarmac at whatever airstrip they went to, and that medical personnel and firemen were getting them the bodies up off the tarmac by using blow torches. So you can imagine that, them splattering in that warm blood, uh, freezing right away. I'd already mentioned to you that our pee was freezing before it could hit the ground, so you can imagine uh, what what all was involved in that. So that's how friggin' cold it was, boys and girls. So I'll be thinking about the next part. Until then, hasta la vista, vaqueros. I'll be seeing you, Rangers.